What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Guys, if you want to be a part of my Wealth Builders financial community, what you got to do is get down to the description box, which is that first link in the description box. It's the Wealth Builders Financial Community Patreon link. Click on that link. Get yourself over to Patreon. Sign up for the Wealth Builders. That's where I'm giving the real game. That's where we got another 2,000 folks over there who are headed in one direction, which is what? Financial freedom. If you want financial freedom, you have to do something in order to get that financial freedom. No one's going to knock on your door and hand you financial freedom. You're going to have to go out and earn it. You're going to have to go out and invest, continue investing for however long it takes until you get to that financial freedom and that passive income thing. On the Wealth Builders, that's what we discuss every single day, how to get there. If you want to take yourself out of the matrix and come join a financial community who got your back, you know what to do. Get down to the description box, first link, and sign up for the Wealth Builders financial community on Patreon. And then send me a DM and introduce yourself. And let's go to work. Well, guys, we got a lot going on this morning. Looks like 47, President Trump has come out on record and said that there has been a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. But the only problem with that is there are reports coming out of Iran saying there is no ceasefire. So I don't know what to believe, but the stock market obviously believes there is a ceasefire because the stock market is booming right now. It is booming. This morning, planted some seeds, already harvested the crop. Planted the seeds this morning and already harvest the crop. Nice work. I tell you what, man, when it's good, right? But let's talk about this ceasefire and how it will affect the stock market. Clearly, right now, the stock market is doing, wonderful. Now, will that last? I don't know. One tweet, dipsy. So I don't know right now how this thing will pan out, but right now it's wonderful. Like I said, seed planted and harvested already this morning. So I'm loving that all before 10:30. So loving that. Dow Jones jumps 200 points as oil tumbles for the second day on Middle East ceasefire hope. So maybe that's what's sparking this rally. Maybe it's oil prices falling. We'll have to read a little bit to figure that out. But let's continue. Stocks rose while oil prices fell on Tuesday, as investors bet that a delicate ceasefire between Israel and Iran would hold. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 305 points, or 0.7%. The S&P gained 0.7%, and the NASDAQ Composite advanced 1%. Oil prices were sharply lower for a second straight day. U.S. crude oil slipped more than 4% alongside international benchmark Brent. Excuse me, guys. I just gotta blow my nose there a little bit. And U.S. crude oil slipped more than 4% alongside international benchmark Brent. A day earlier, U.S. crude oil fell more than 7%. Airline stocks were higher as oil pulled back, with shares of United Airlines, Frontier, and Delta all climbing more than 2%. Broadcom and NVIDIA advanced 4% and 2% respectively, as investor appetite for risk grew. So oil prices starting to come down. ceasefire were the two main catalysts or positive catalysts or tailwinds to bring the market higher today. Now, again, I don't know if that will last, but as of right now, doing pretty good. These moves come as President Donald Trump tried to salvage a fragile ceasefire between Israel and Iran that took effect early Tuesday morning. Both sides have accused the other side of violating the agreement. See, it's fragile, very fragile. Israel forces said a radar system close to Iran's capital city, Tehran, was attacked. CNBC has not independently verified the report from Israel Army radio station GLZ. Trump said on Truth Social that Israel is not going to attack Iran and added that the ceasefire is still in effect. The president earlier expressed frustration toward both Israel and Iran for breaking the agreement by saying he was unhappy with both sides. So we got to see. President Trump is stepping in and trying to get these two countries to put their weapons down, stop dropping bombs on each other. Will they listen? That's the question, right? I don't know. What we really need to have happen is the oil production out of the Middle East can't be disrupted, because if it's disrupted, these oil prices that have been falling, they're going to turn around and go back up. And then what you'll see in the stock market at that point is a little bit of panic, right? That is the key. We got to keep that 20 to 30% of oil that comes out of the Middle East flowing. If that thing gets turned off, we're in a world of trouble, right? And President Trump knows that. The market response to the escalation and subsequent ceasefire hopes align with our view that geopolitical shocks have tended to have a temporary impact on global financial markets, and that investors are likely to refocus on fundamentals. All that means is they're going to run for the hills. All of this from this expert right here, basically just saying, if the ceasefire don't hold up and there's a threat that 20 to 30% of the world's oil production coming out of the Middle East is shut off, all bets are off. Investors are going to pull their money out and run to safety. That's basically what the guy is saying right here. This expert from UBS Global Wealth Management, Chief Investment Officer of the Americas, wrote on Tuesday, "We continue to believe solid fundamentals will help lift equities over the next 12 months. Great. Okay. Solid fundamentals, whatever that means. All I know is if investors believe that this ceasefire is not a ceasefire and that Iran and Israel are going to keep dropping bombs on each other, and then the United States put its little big toe in the middle of it, then oil prices per barrel are going to go up. And if oil prices per barrel goes up, then energy cost goes up. If energy cost goes up, inflation goes up. It's pretty simple, guys. They can get as fancy as they want, but that's it. Oil production ceases to exist coming out of the Middle East. Oil prices are going to go up. Energy costs are going to go up. And then inflation is going to go up. And then the stock market is going to, in my opinion, now I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just giving you my little 2 cents from a guy here on YouTube. Tuesday gains added to Monday's strong advances. The major averages jumped Monday after Qatar's defense ministry said that its air defense had intercepted Iran's retaliatory strike on U.S. military bases. Did you guys know that? Now, here's the interesting thing about it. Iran struck some military bases in Qatar, but there was nobody on the military bases, just brick and mortar. So it's just a little it's just confusing to me. It's like, okay, we drop bombs on their nuclear facilities, but they already kind of knew in advance we were going to do that. So they basically got all the people out of there. So they drop bombs on us or attack us or whatever they do in Qatar, one of our military bases. They already told us they're going to do it, right? So we take all of our people out of there. And then they go ahead and they do what they do. I don't get it. I guess it's like, okay, US, we're getting ready to retaliate on you guys because y'all drop bombs on us. So make sure you get all your people out of there, and then we'll come drop the bombs. So I guess that's how it's done right now. And again, I'm so glad that no one was hurt. No military personnel from America or the United States. I'm just glad nobody wasn't hurt. But it's like, I don't know. It's really interesting the way war happens now, I guess. Investors also parsed fresh commentary from Federal Reserve Chairman Powell before the House Financial Services Committee. Powell signaled that the central bank is in no rush to cut interest rates and will wait to see how Trump's tariff impact the economy. Powell's appearance on Capitol Hill comes at a pivotal time. He is facing an aggressive push from the White House to cut rates. And in recent days, 2 Fed officials have said they could see a case for dialing back policy as early as July. So you got 2 Fed members, guys, from FOMC, both of them voting members, have come out on record recently and said they didn't say they agree with Trump, but they basically are agreeing with Trump because Trump says reduce now. And they're saying, yeah, we can see a case to make for reducing in July, which is the Fed's next meeting is in July, late July. So now you got people that are a part of the Fed, the FOMC, basically agreeing with Trump. And Trump is saying, you need to cut rates. And now you got people on the FOMC saying the same exact thing. Will this put enough pressure on Chairman Jerome Powell to reduce rates? Will this put enough pressure on him to reduce rates? Great question. I don't know. We'll have to see. I think for right now, Jerome Powell is pretty much said what he had to say. We're going to keep rates right where they are until we see if this tariff tax is going to increase prices of our goods and services and then ultimately increase inflation. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. We will have to wait and see on that one. But stock market is doing pretty good this morning at least. We'll see how it does for the rest of the day. But right now, it's up. All 3 major indexes, I believe, are up. Let's take a look at that. All 3 major indexes, the last time I checked, were up. But let's check them right now to see where we're at. And then talk about some opportunities, potentially, that I'm looking at to plant some seeds, right? I'm gonna look at some opportunities to plant some seeds. So here we go. Where we're at right now with the 3 major indexes. All green, man. As you can see right here, all 3 major indexes are green, right there at the top. All 3 major indexes are in the green, man. So good news for today. Dow Jones, 42,934, headed to 43,000 points, potentially. You got the S&P 500 at 6,075 points, potentially headed to 61. And then you got the NASDAQ at 19,861, potentially headed to 20,000, which is pretty dang on good, guys. So first 2 days of the week, stock market doing pretty dang on good, bouncing a little bit. We'll have to watch it to see if that's something that will continue. Couple of things that I'm looking at. Again, this is not financial advice of me trying to tell nobody what to do, because it's not. I'm just telling you a couple of the things that I'm looking at. I'm looking at OKLO. That has been a pretty attractive company to me. About an $8.7 billion market cap. So not quite a large cap company yet, but certainly a solid to upper solid mid cap. And right now they're trading at $59.08. So they're up today though, pretty dang on good. They're up by, let's see what they're up by today. They're up by about 7.42%. So that's one that I got my eyeballs on. We'll see how that one does. Get yourself out there and do you some homework. Ticker symbol OKLO. Certainly go out there and do your little homework on that one. Take a look at it. Serve Robotics. Ticker symbol SERV. Currently at $11.05. Market cap. It's a small cap. $630 million market cap. So it's a small company, small cap company. Go out and do some research on that if you want to, but that's another one I got my eyeball on. And then SoundHound AI Inc., ticker symbol SOUN, currently trading at $10.14, up today about 6.84%. This one right here is a solid, it's a solid mid cap. $4.076 billion market cap. So it's a solid mid cap. Again, go take a look at that one if you want to. Ticker symbol SOUN. And then let's see what else I've been putting my eyeballs on. Putting my eyeballs on CoreWeave. Ticker symbol CRWV. Currently right now, $179.53. Current market cap on that one, $86.70 billion. So of course it's a large cap. Big boy, right? Large cap. Got my eyeballs on that one. Like I said, ticker symbol CRWV. So you go take a peek at that one if you want to. That's on you guys. And but yeah, that's a little of the things that I'm doing today, guys. Just out here trying to figure out how to get to this financial freedom thing, trying to figure out how to get to this passive income thing, and just trying to figure out a way to be able to keep what I earn, and then try to multiply what I keep. So that's kind of what I do on a daily, is to try to continue to do that type of thing every single day, to try to put myself in position where I'm able to get to this financial freedom thing. See, this whole financial freedom thing is about passive income. So at some point, if I don't want to work anymore, I don't have to. But if I don't build my wealth and put something in place that will generate income for me when I'm no longer able to work, then obviously I'm stuck like Chuck. And I don't want to be stuck like Chuck. So that's the deal. So I think if the ceasefire, if it holds up, right? If oil prices stay down where they're at right now, and we don't have a spike up, then I think the market has an opportunity to continue doing what it do, right? I believe personally, the whole purpose of the stock market is to eventually go up. And honestly, history backs that up, because if you go look at the last 100 years of the stock market, that's what it does. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't pull back and have sell-offs and bear markets and all that stuff. It does. But ultimately, when you look at the progress of the stock market over the last 100 years, if you just look at it on a chart, you'll see systematically it does this. Now, don't get me wrong, it'll dip, but obviously over the last 100 years, it's really designed to go up. Why? Because it's companies, right? The stock market is just companies, guys. It's not some magical place. The stock market is just companies. You know, small companies, mid-sized companies, large companies. You got small companies, mid-sized companies, and large companies that make up the stock market. You also even have some micros, right? You got some micros, which are like $500 million and less in value. Those are micros. And then from 500 million to 2 billion are small companies. They call small caps. And then from 2 billion to 10 billion, those are called mid caps. And then companies that are larger than 10 billion in market cap are called large caps. So that's just basic information you can go out on the internet and research, guys. That's nothing that I'm special. You go on the internet and you research it. So my point is, when we think about the stock market, we shouldn't be scared of it. What we should just think about is okay, it's companies. What I got to do is go out and find my favorite companies, or go find my favorite ETF, or my favorite index fund, or my favorite, I got to go find those things because they're just companies. Even if it's an ETF, guys, even though an ETF is, I like ETFs, and they're groups of companies in one fund, right? Groups of companies. Like the S&P 500 ETF that I invest in it's just a group of 500 companies in one fund. That's all. So the market, no matter how you look at it, at least in my opinion, again, this is not financial advice. This is not me trying to tell you what to do. I'm just giving you my little 2 cents. But when I look at the stock market, I look at it as companies, right? Big companies, mid-sized companies, small companies, and then super small companies, right? Broken up into those 4 categories, in my opinion. And then my job is to figure out, okay, of these 4 categories of companies, which ones do I believe give me a good chance to grow my wealth? And how do I do that? I do that by taking the money that I earn and putting it into one of those companies or a group of companies through an ETF or an index fund. And then hopefully, if those companies do well over time and they increase in value, since I invested in those companies, it makes sense that my investment would also increase in value. Now, that doesn't mean it always happens that way, right? There's risk involved with anything I do to put my money. There's risk in real estate. When I buy a piece of real estate for income, there's a risk that I could potentially lose money in that real estate. If I buy the wrong piece of real estate in the wrong location, I pay too much for the property, you know what I mean? My loan interest rate is too high. I can't cash flow. I can't keep tenants in the property. That's a risk, right? Same with paper assets. It's a risk. Same with starting a business. I could put my money in a business idea that I think is wonderful, but if nobody else think it's wonderful, then that's money that I probably will lose. So there's a risk involved with building wealth and trying to get to financial freedom, guys. So we just need to understand that and know that. I think the best thing to do is try to go out and get yourself some professional help. If you're not someone that believes you can learn what you need to learn, go out and get you some professional help. There's a lot of financial advisors out there. If you want to be able to invest in businesses and companies through the stock market and you don't want to do it by yourself, go out and find your financial advisor. There's plenty of them out there. Just do your research on them, get references from them, make sure they're with a reputable company, and go from there. If you want to buy real estate for income and you're not real sure, get you a really good professional real estate agent that has experience in helping people find rental properties for income. Boom, that's all you got to do. If you want to start a business, go find somebody that has a proven track record of starting businesses, growing those businesses, and making money from them. Go find you somebody that can mentor you or help you with that. My point is, you don't have to do it alone. You can find people out there that can help you learn stuff, and what you don't know, maybe they do, and they can help you. But at the end of the day, it's on you, right? Whether you build wealth or not is on you, nobody else. My job here on my little YouTube channel is not to try to convince you of anything. It's just to share with you what process I go through in order to get to my rainbow, my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's basically all I do on this little YouTube channel, right? So right now, Israel, Iran, Trump says ceasefire is in effect. That's what President Trump is saying. And we'll have to see if that really holds up. But for right now, 47 is saying the ceasefire is in effect, which is doing what to oil prices, bringing oil prices down per barrel, which in turn, the market likes that right now. People are excited about that. People are investing. Stock market's looking green right now. But again, that doesn't mean it'll be that way tomorrow. It could change. But for right now, that's what we got going on. Thank you guys for tapping in for this quick little video. I hope you guys got a little something out of it. I hope that you guys are taking control of your financial destiny and doing what you need to do to try to build yourself some wealth and get to financial freedom and ultimately passive income, right? Like I said, hey, I got a financial community on Patreon called the Wealth Builders. It's the first link down in the description box. If you want to come hang out with us and chop it up with us and see what we doing over there to try to get to our freedom, then you're more than welcome to join us. It's called the Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon. Like I said, it's the first link down in the description box. Come check us out. We'd love for you to be a part of our movement to get to freedom. And then when you come and sign up, if you decide to, send me a DM and let me know that you're part of the group, and let's chop it up. Let's see what's on your mind. Again, I'm no financial advisor, guys. I don't try to act like I'm one. I'm just a regular dude online trying to help people through community. That's all we do over there, is try to help people through community. None of us are experts. We ain't gonna try to tell you what to do. I'm not gonna hold your hand and babysit you and try to tell you everything. That's not what I do. So if that's what you're looking for, I'm the wrong guy. You gotta go find somebody else for that. I'm not here to babysit you and hold your hand and tell you everything you need to know, because I don't know everything. I make mistakes just like everybody else. But if you want a community of people from every walk of life, sharing their best practices, sharing their golden nuggets, sharing their tips and what's working and what's not working, so you're not out here in the matrix by yourself. It ain't nobody sharing nothing with you. Then come join us. Come check us out. Stop by the channel for the first time. Please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.